Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live. It is me, Joey P. Joe P. Zapia. With me, of course, is the Welsh, and it's you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, on our Twitch, twitch.tv/fantasypros. That's the place to be Monday through Friday, noon Eastern. Subscribe, follow us on the Twitch as well. When you subscribe with Amazon Prime, you get rid of those nasty commercials. Nobody likes those advertisements, not even the ones for Kaiser Trex. And Fantasy Pros MLB on YouTube. You can watch us on demand. Subscribe to the channel. Drop your comments below on this or any video, and you might win yourself the going Juan Gonzalez jersey from pristineauction.com. Ring the bell till it goes ding so you never miss a piece of content on the channel. And like I said, like this video, subscribe, drop your comment, and you'll automatically be entered to win this fantastic jersey. Welsh, it appears the Orioles hate all of their catching prospects. I just saw across the waiver wire here that David Benuelos, the contract was selected from AAA Norfolk. So Basayo clearly, he must be the worst defensive catcher ever. He must throw the ball back to the pitcher like Mackie Sasser. I have no explanation why the Orioles hate Basayo so much, but anybody but him can catch in the major leagues.
Dude, they legitimately did not lie when they were when they, and Adley got hurt and they kind of went to the manager and the organization and they're just like, well, Basayo's going to have to prove it on every factor. From top to bottom, he's going to have to force our hand. Yeah, because your hand is available at every other week. There's a catcher going down. They're making up players. They're year 15 and road to the show with fake catchers they're bringing up before they'll bring up Sammy Basayo. It's wild. Yeah, I think there's a lot. I think it's consistency. I think they're worried he might get eaten up a little bit on the hitting side. His catching ability is clearly far behind. I told you, I don't know what it's going to take for them, but clearly it is going to be literally everything.
I feel like there could be a bus crash where the entire team is unavailable, and they're like, yes, we'll call up everybody from the minor leagues except that guy.
Like they forfeit a game before they bring up Basayo.
Anything but that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, what a crazy night of baseball. Lots of home runs hit, but also some returns and a debut. Let's start with the return here from Tyler Glasnow. He held the Brewers to just one unearned run, 2 hits, 5 innings, struck out 5, walked 3. His average fastball was 96.8. That's pretty damn good. I'm very encouraged by this start. I saw a little bit of the tail end of it against a pretty good Brewers lineup. So I think this is a big sigh of relief. Hopefully you can build on this. He's got a nice little layoff here coming up too. So you have Tyler Glasnow, could even be the first starter out of the gate potentially next Friday for the Dodgers if things line up properly. That's my guess is what they'll do, because you don't want him to sit too long because then those guys get off routine and get a little stale. So good outing for Glasnow. What were your thoughts on his return yesterday to the major leagues after missing all that time with injury?
He was one of the guys that I was kind of advocating to trade for prior to the injury. And it works both ways where I think there's some people that are like, oh, he's so injury prone. And then there's another class that's like, well, he's a kind of higher class pitcher. When he's coming close to injury, his cost is going to come back up. But I think he kind of showed off why you can take that inherent risk. They didn't hold back pitches, I thought. 85 is pretty good in that first start back. Not a lot of hard hit, only 4 hard hit balls. His velo was up, which is just phenomenal. I mean, his velo was up a mile and a half per hour year over year. Sinker, slider, everything was up. He was throwing them for strikes and he was mixing the pitches really well. I just thought this is the inner workings. Give him a couple more starts to get ready. This is the inner workings of kind of the elite-ish Glasnow that you've seen before. If he's healthy, I think Glasnow can get back to being an easy top 20, top 15 type of SP. And I think the cost, maybe even to this moment, could still be a little bit lower than you expect. But I'm pretty encouraged by it, by the pitches, by his actual pitches, how far he went into the game, how the fastball was looking, how he's throwing strikes. So I'm kind of all back in for Tyler Glasnow.
Yeah, as am I. Question here from the Peanuts and the Cracker Jack. Let's get this one from Boozewell. Stream Soroka or Scherzer for the next start and rest of season, or Jacob Lopez? Well, the Athletics are not going in a great direction. I think Scherzer rest of season for me. The Blue Jays have a lot to play for. They're a pretty good team. That's where I'd go. How about you?
Okay, I guess from the rest of because Soroka's would be my answer, but the rest of season thing makes it tough because the Nationals are pretty garbage. and the Blue Jays are playing for something, I guess I'm going to lean on Soroka on this one, though. That's where I'm going to go.
Split decision. I got to watch Cam Schlittler's debut. The Schlittler was full at Yankee Stadium, 5 1/3 innings against the Mariners. Now, he gave up a short home run to J.P. Crawford, and then he gave up a huge home run to Jorge Polanco. So, one was, he knew immediately, when he let the ball go, you could tell it's like his reaction was like, that wrong pitch, wrong location, whatever it was. But he did strike out 7. He was very impressive. Velocity was there, 97.9 is where he was sitting. He had 100 a couple times on the gun. So he has got, he's kind of a tall, lanky guy, just physically. This is the first time I've ever really watched him just, pitch an entire game. I've seen highlights and things like that. But to watch him pitch an entire game, he reminded me a little bit of, you remember the tall, lanky Jared Weaver of old? Mm-hmm. That's kind of what he reminds me a little bit. I think people forget Jared Weaver once upon a time was a pretty good pitcher back in his day. Angels and Detroit Tigers. But he had that kind of a feel for him. Just all arms and legs kind of guy, throws pretty hard, attacks the strike zone. I liked what I saw from Schlittler, actually. I thought it was very good that, struck out Cal Raleigh. It's a tough lineup with Raleigh and Julio in it and Rosarena. So, it wasn't those guys that killed him, ironically. It was, the Polancos of the world and J.P. Crawford. But overall, very impressed, and also overall just miserable having to listen to the Yankee broadcast. I'm spoiled because I get to listen to Gary Cohn and Ron Darling and Keith Hernandez, and I rarely just will watch a Yankee game. And to listen to Michael Kay and whatever Yankee stan they have that night with him is just unbearable. Oh, it's so awful.
You and Bogman, you guys you blow me away. You guys talk about this all the time. You complain about announcers, and it must be the most Gen Z-ish thing that I do. I just don't listen. I do other stuff. I've got it's mute, or I never listen. I listen because
sometimes I'm listen because I'm conditioned to listen because my broadcast is probably the best in baseball, and that's widely thought that. So I'm spoiled. So I'm listening because I'm used to getting good information and analysis and learning things. And instead, I just wanted to beat somebody up.
Yeah, you want to rip your eyes out.
And that person was Michael Kay and his giant head.
Well, I'm very impressed with Schlittler, and I mean, for all intents and purposes, he should just continue to rock into the rotation, especially with their injuries. Power slider looks really good. He hit 94 on it. I talked yesterday, I think, about Mizorowski's ridiculous 97 mile an hour slider that he threw. He had it was about 91 on average. The fastball looked great. Couple other pitches. I mean, he's manipulating. He's got the sweeper and the slider. You got a curveball in there. What I really liked was he threw a lot of strikes, fastball and slider strikes. He had a 38% CSW percentage, which is called strikes and whiffs on his fastball. And he was just pumping that thing 50% of the time. So I think over a little bit of time, he's going to have to mix more because he was primary just slider fastball. So we'll kind of see where that goes. But he was throwing strikes. He was getting whiffs. And you said big body guy extension. I think there's a lot to like there that someone asked Chase Burns or Schlittler. It's still Chase Burns, but Schlittler, a couple more starts, kind of adjusting to the league, see how his pitch mix adjusts in the next start and see how the league adjusts to him. Schlittler's in the conversation. I'm still going to take the talent of a guy like Chase Burns, but it's a much closer gap. Schlittler's a guy, if I had streamed, don't think I'm going to come off of the stream just yet because there might be a strong second half still in tow for him.
Yeah, I liked what I saw from Schlittler yesterday. Ronald Acuna, I liked what I saw from him. He homered twice. Also, Drake Baldwin hit a 3-run home run. Marcelo Zuna. Mitch Spence just basically, can we get Mitch Spence to pitch the home run derby?
To Ronald Acuna. Awesome. Let him do that. What?
He pulled out of it, right? Acuna did pull out of the derby.
I don't know. Did he? I don't think it. His back looked fine. He just hit 2 home. I took him yesterday or 2 days ago.
Doing the derby is a lot of torque. It's a lot of swings. It's a lot. I don't think he should do it. I don't care.
You guys can tell me otherwise in the chat if you've seen it. I have not. I've still seen the list of 6 that's out there, so I think he's still in it.
Caminero just joined yesterday.
Yeah, Caminero was the 6th. That, by the way, starting third baseman too. But yeah, I mean, so much for the back issue, so much for the he's been pulled and we got to worry and da da da.
How funny can you do that in Major? Could you can't have anybody, right? Could you imagine a guy hitter going to a pitcher and be like, hey, so you know how I kill you every time I face you? How about you throw me some home run derby? You, me.
Yeah. I'm sure that would go well. The guy will be like, yeah. I'll just.
Are you allowed? Are you allowed to use a pitcher from a?
You're allowed to use anybody. Dudes use.
I don't think you can. With the players union, allow that. They're always bullpen pitchers or someone's dad or whatever.
I don't think anyone's ever done it. It's a great question. No one's ever.
Could you imagine like some guy who's retired? He's like, hey, remember when I used to, hey, it's me, Ronald. Yeah, remember when I used to kick your ass? How about you come out and I'll throw you a couple grand. You come pitch me at the home run derby. Because I mean, those guys are going to throw 90 miles an hour. It's going to make it easier than some of these like guys just chucking it in. I'm just saying, it's kind of interesting. Like they got like.
I mean, it'd be fun. It'd be super fun if like every guy was forced to have like a major league pitcher, but then it's not going to be a derby. Then
so
you're going to get a guy that's going to start cutting a fastball, and then there's going to be arguments.
I don't know, man. Not if you get a piece of the money. No way. Mitch Spence should. I mean, he's not going to.
Guy throwing home run derby just beans Ronald Acuna. That would go over really well.
No,
right in the back.
Won't do that. He wants to get it paid, man. Corbin Carroll hit a home run. So did Suarez. As Brandon Pfaadt worked 8 innings. Boy, the Diamondbacks just can't stop winning, and Welsh just can't be held down. It's just so miserable.
This is what Brandon Pfaadt does, dude. Brandon Pfaadt drives me absolutely ballistic. I saw it from a million miles away too, the low strikeout thing. I don't know why that's his new thing, where when he's super efficient, he just stops striking out guys, just pumping sinkers and stuff. He had 7 total whiffs in this game. This is a Padres team that you just don't have this expectation. But hey, man, Pfaadt was he was pretty efficient. He was getting pretty much no whiffs. He was pitching to contact, a bunch of in zone stuff, and he shows these signs of incredible life. And then he'll have a start where it's like, here's 3 homers. Here you go. Like, he's just wildly inconsistent. And the Diamondbacks are just super inconsistent, like you're alluding to. It's annoying. Pick a path, man. Don't be good for a week and then bad for a week and just keep it in it. Like, let these teams rebuild. This is the annoyance going into the trade deadline, man. This is why I think we're, June 10th or July 10th. Sometimes you see these moves. We're not seeing it because you still have these teams that are just like right on the outside. Diamondbacks on the outside, stupid Braves just right on the outside. Not enough. We're so close to getting a couple teams to say screw it so we can see some big moves at the deadline, but it's probably going to take till post All-Star game, everybody all together, teams together talking, and maybe right after we'll see some moves happen. But this is the annoying stuff.
Yeah. Now, it's like for to be a Steelers fan, right? Just kind of, you're never going to get a good draft pick. You're just going to be in the middle all the time. This is what Biden goes through now.
Yeah, Dylan 9-8 every single year.
Despite the fact his expected ERA is better and all these things, Dylan Cease just can't just get it done. 6 runs, 6 innings. I'd still buy. I know I sound like a crazy person, but I'd still buy. And this is your window because people have lost their mind. I've seen it on the internet. They have lost their mind. MacKenzie Gore.
I might be out. I'm not sure I can do this anymore with Dylan Cease. Like, I've been a big defender.
I'm still defending.
I just don't know if I can do it. I mean, he's primary. He was primary slider in this game. Couldn't throw it for strikes. That's why you're getting to walks. Then you're just pumping your fastball in. He's a 2-pitch guy right now. I don't feel good about Dylan Cease, but his value really stinks. So the only argument here is with where he's at right now and trading him, is it worth the return that someone's going to give you that he could bounce back, because there's still like numbers that are telling us he can get back.
Cease rest of season.
Who?
Bubich or Cease rest of season.
Dude, I mean, I'm probably going to pick Cease still.
I am too. So just putting that out there. Yeah. MacKenzie Gore struck out 7. He's been terrific. What a great season for him. Great win against the Cardinals. Lucas Giolito continues that turnaround. Somebody asked me, should we trade him? I said no. This morning, someone was asking me on the Twitter machine. Struck out 6 scoreless innings. No, you hold. I know it was against the Rockies, which, by the way, did you see that play yesterday where the ball goes off the pitcher and it goes up the middle of the field and the shortstop kicks it into right field and the right fielder goes to pick it up and then misses it? And everybody in the Red Sox dugout is just dying laughing. It was absolutely... It was out of the Three Stooges. It was crazy. Adrian Hauser, who was actually on our waiver wire video a week ago, another good start for him. 1 run, 7 innings, his 5th victory. I think somebody might come knocking for Adrian Hauser. Great. I really do. I think somebody
absolutely
might
agree with that. I agree with that. There are teams that need depth. The White Sox are a team that can just easily start moving right now. That can move these pieces. Bye-bye. Adrian Hauser, see ya for a team that is looking for anything. This is why this team would be picking up like the Adrian Hausers of the world, or even, I don't know how they're going to do it, but like, Noah Syndergaard, who I believe is going to pitch tonight, his last game in the complex league, but he has an opt-out. Like, you can't keep pitching him in rookie ball. But the reason you pick up a lot of these guys is like, if you can go and trade and get anything, if it's a compensatory pick, or you can get just some prospect down the road, like Hauser has proven to be exactly that type of guy. I still don't I'm not in love with it. It's a 17% K percentage. He has a single digit K minus walk percentage, which stinks, and an over 3.5 ERA.
For a wild, like the Texas Rangers should look at Adrian Hauser.
Maybe the Mets.
The kind of team.
The Mets, if you're looking for depth
funny
and
because
stuff like that.
Remember, he was with the Mets last year.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys that, Genius brought over with him from Milwaukee, and he never got an opportunity last year. I can't remember why. He just got squeezed or he got hurt. But he's been really good. I don't know. I think the Mets might aim bigger or just not at all.
They should.
By the way, did you see McLean struck out 10 guys yesterday in 6 innings at AAA? Just the Mets. I think the Mets are basically sitting there going, we don't have to do a damn thing. We got McLean, we got Tong, we got all these kids coming. Mauricio, I think, is the real deal. I really do. I think Mauricio is the starting third baseman for the Mets next year. So I could see.
I've heard a lot of rumors about Mauricio. There's some Mauricio for Edward Cabrera. Actually, did you see this, by the way? Did you see this?
Mauricio.
Did you see the Met? I don't know how much of a rumor it is, but apparently the Mets and Marlins may have been talking. Mark Vientos, Edward Cabrera type of swap.
I think that I buy. I think Vientos is kind of. I don't think the organization was in love with Vientos to begin with, and it showed last year when they brought in JD Martinez and he got pissed off, and then he got a fire lit under him, and he was great last year. And this year he went in, and I think he kind of just took things for granted. He didn't work as hard, and it shows. He has not been the same player, and Mauricio is a much better defender. When you watch Mauricio play third base, that kid, he's got a great arm. He is a really good defender. He's got easy power. Mauricio is the starting third baseman for the Mets rest of season, and in fantasy, I'm telling you right now, if he's still available on a waiver wire, pick him up. Because that dude is going to be playing more at third base than Vientos.
And they have flexibility.
Those guys.
Vientos, Mauricio, that's
those guys like Drew Gilbert too in that organization. Like those are the kind of guys they're going to flip. Beatty, Vientos, Gilbert,
Jet Williams. Those are the players.
Jet Williams. Yeah, they're not moving. I'm telling you right now, Mauricio's going nowhere. I've watched him the last couple games starting. Oh, so good. Here's a good question too. Giolito or Cease rest of season from Thotimus Prime.
Oh, I'm still going to go Cease on that, but we need to talk more, and we need to be a little bit more apt to being yes, guys like Gallen and Alcantara, who were, Gallen's turned around the last 2, but it was we're done. These are the worst. Cease has one of the worst. He's top. It's the 5th or 6th worst ERA qualified in baseball right now. It hasn't clicked. He's felt confident. He felt like it's going to happen, but we just have not seen that turn on. I'm not ready to turn the page and be I'll go Lucas Giolito and I'll dump Cease for him. But I'm comfortable with Giolito. He looks like he's fixed some things specifically with his fastball that he figured out. But I'll still go Cease in this.
We had a great discussion yesterday on the show. We were talking about Tommy Johns and all this stuff. Joe Rico and I. If you missed it, go watch on the YouTube channel. Watch the Q&A from yesterday, the live show. We had a great discussion. I think about halfway through, where I said Giolito is the poster boy for the prototypical young pitcher career nowadays, where it's a guy with a lot of talent, had a Tommy John out of high school, and they still got drafted highly by the Nats. Then he was the crown jewel in that crazy Adam Eaton trade, which was one of the worst overpays ever at the time. Adam Eaton it was Dunning, Reynaldo Lopez, and Giolito.
Victor Robles, Adam Eaton, Victor. Yeah. It was Victor. Yeah.
Yeah, Robles, right. And you just it was just this horrible, watching Giolito kind of toil away with the White Sox, having some moments there. Then he has that one breakout year. Then, he gets traded, and he has another Tommy John. And then, now he's starting to figure things out. And in the meanwhile, all that matters is, can he get that velocity? Can he get that spin? And he can do those things. And guess what? He's made $69 million so far in his career.
Nice.
So it doesn't matter how many arm surgeries you have, because you just want to hit the velo. You want to make the velo gods happy. I want to make our subscribers happy too. Colt Partial just resubbed. Thanks, Colt, for hanging out with us here on the Twitch. So let's continue on here. Andrew Abbott, also good outing. Someone asked us yesterday on the stream, do you start him against the Marlins? Ooh, the Marlins. Ooh, it's like Mr. Burns. Oh, the Germans. Yeah, you start him against the Marlins. Hopefully you listen.
Guy's got a 2 ERA, 8 wins, 1 loss. You start him against everybody right now.
Jesus Luzardo, another good start for him. 7 strikeouts. He is unnerving. 7 strikeouts, shutout innings against the Giants who can't do anything. And then we got to talk about this. On the other side of that Andrew Abbott game, Sandy Alcantara. 9 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Yikes. This was laborious to watch. Noelvi Marte hit a 2-run home run off him. I don't know, man. He's back to getting crushed. I have never felt so good about a trade in my whole baseball life as this trade that I made a couple weeks ago in my home league of getting rid of Alcantara and McClanahan and bringing in Strider. And I almost feel guilty and bad because I didn't think it would be like this again.
I know you don't actually feel guilty and bad.
No, I do. Like, I don't like that. Although
yeah,
the
you're like,
I made that
you're checking in with a guy. You're like, you okay?
They've won that league a couple times, and I'm kind of like, you know what? Maybe it's karma. Maybe it comes around a little
I think it's fine. I actually think this has got to be also why the team is considering more of the Edward Cabrera stuff. If they're really looking to retool for the future, and there's only so many guys, like Sandy Alcantara's value is at an absolute rock bottom. I mean, he is the worst qualified ERA in baseball. It's not getting better. Even his expected ERA is still just like almost 5. It's a career low strikeouts. One of the highest walks he's had, the highest walk rate he's had in the last 5 years. Nothing is right. And there's still like the pieces. That's the craziest part of Sandy Alcantara, why I can't wrap my head around it. Like the velo is still about the same on the 4-seam and the sinker. The slider hasn't like none of it. I mean, slider's down just a tiny bit, but none of it's like lost a lot of the velo, but he's lost that feel. He's lost that love and feeling. And I don't see why this team would even remotely consider trading Sandy Alcantara for next to nothing, while you can just like let him try to figure it out the rest of the season, get into the off season, and probably gonna have to trade him next year if you're going to do it. I don't see any reason they should do it. I think they're actually pretty damn stupid if they were to trade him for a bucket of balls while he's this bad. This would be the fantasy thing too. Like, yes, you want to have the best players at all time and you want to get off the worst, but we talk about it. There's got to be a rubber meets the road where like the guy's potential talent versus what's being offered right now is not even worth it. Like that's where Dylan Cease might be right now. What people are probably offering is probably garbage. Why even consider it? In real life, same thing with Sandy. If they were to go take like some AA prospect, you know, like 12th in some teams, 12th in the Mets system for Sandy Alcantara, what's the point? What's the point of developing these guys through and trading for nothing?
None. You just got to hope he builds back his value. But more to the point, on the other side of that, there's no way if I'm a contender that I'm not going anywhere near Sandy Alcantara right now. Even if I think even if I have that toxic thing, like I can fix him. We can fix him.
I think there are teams that think they could fix him. I think there are teams that that's the trick is if you have a team that's identified and said like, okay, the changeup has kind of been the big discussion point. He's throwing it so much less this year. It's been less efficient across the board. The batting average that he's getting up, it's kind of up there. If a team is like, we know how we can, maybe there's a seam issue, we can fix this here, we want him to throw a little bit more there, and we can get the Sandy that we've known in the past, then I think you see a team that tries to schmooze the Marlins, like, hey, what do you think about this AA guy? And maybe, we'll throw you a couple shekels or something like that. Like that's the type of thing where teams get fleeced and make really bad decisions. The Diamondbacks, the same thing with Gallen. Like the Diamondbacks trading Gallen, even on a contract year, as crappy as he was, doesn't make sense. And it's righted the ship. He's righted the ship. Sandy is just a sinking boat though right now.
All right, let's get to transactions. There were a lot of them yesterday, including one that kind of shocked everybody. DJ LeMahieu, DFA'd. And the Yankees eating $22 million. It must be nice. It must be nice to eat $22 million for DJ.
Can you imagine getting fired from your job and getting to keep all of your money just so you can go away?
Let me. Yeah. Yeah. Feels good. $22 million for doing nothing. Feels pretty.
Did you hear?
Good. And I love my job, but that still feels pretty good.
Yeah, I
love $22 million.
I would love $1 million.
More than you, that's for sure.
$50,000. That'd be amazing. If anyone, by the way, the LeMahieu thing, they said though, there was like some discussion points. They said they were going to bench him. They were really happy. Then they talked a little bit more. And then apparently like he didn't want to be released. And they just said, we're going to move on. And it didn't go cleanly. So LeMahieu's definitely not happy. Didn't even want to leave.
He should go to the Red Sox.
Yeah.
They love unathletic white guys there. He should go there, play some first base. That's what you should play first base and then play against the Yankees in August and September and keep keep them out of winning the East.
As soon as they go, they can go and trade Jaron Duran and pick up DJ LeMahieu. That's what winners do, right?
Well, they don't have to pay him. The Yankees are paying him, paying the league minimum.
True.
That's what I'm saying, bro. If I was a Red Sox GM, I'd be right on the phone to LeMahieu right now. Hey, Bubba, what's going on? You want to come play against the Yankees? We got
$3.99. Yeah, that's
$3.99 is right.
point.
Joe Ryan added to the American League All-Star roster along with Isaac Paredes. Very worthy additions there. Colby Thomas got optioned down to AAA. He wasn't playing, so whatever. And then the White Sox recalled Tim Elko, who got himself a hit yesterday. Rookie Lookie, don't look now. Jack Caglione goes yard again.
Uh-oh.
So I guess it's that Nick Kurtz thing where you just got to wait till it bottoms out completely. But I'm happy for Jack Caglione. I'm still holding on to him in the one spot where I have him still, and I'm, patiently waiting to feel good about putting him in a lineup. I'm not there yet, but certainly signs of life are good.
Yeah. I think that's the key. Like, he has hits in 3 of his last 4 games and back-to-back homers, which is awesome. We're preaching like, hey, listen, there's just historical data, but like there's going to be adjustment periods. And we've seen Kurtz do it, and we've seen Cam Smith do it. This guy has some of the best power in baseball. We're preaching all those things because I love the barrel rate. He needs to hit the ball harder, but that's going to come with like a little bit more consistency. But he's still hitting like sub 200. He's hitting like 150 this month, 130 last month. It's still really, really messy. So like, I don't feel bad when we finally said, hey, if you can't do it, like you can get out of here and you can move on from him. But like, this is the preach. We've said this is the type of guy that you can get. He's not striking out. It's a great point. 22%. That's sustainable. That's very sustainable in the major leagues. He's chasing way too much, which is a problem, but he has got the sickest power out there that, if you can't stomach watching that, then you should hold, because I think there's going to be 1 month. It's fair to say 1 month he'll hit over 200, but I think he's going to have 1 month this season. Maybe it'll be this, maybe it'll be next. Maybe it'll be September. That's about all that's left. One of those is going to be like a 270, 8-homer month. It's going to be a great carrying tool to next year.
He's too good of a player. He's too good of a bat to not turn things around. Cade Horton, 6 hits, 4 runs, 5 strikeouts, 4 2/3, and a loss to the Twinkies. Chase DeLauder, 1 for 4 with a 2-run homer in AAA. What are we waiting for, Guardians? And then Spencer Jones had a good day too. 2 for 4 with a home run for him at AAA. Rumor mill, John Morosi reports that Joe Ryan is being monitored by a number of teams, which means Joe Ryan is not getting traded because John Morosi is always wrong. You can not worry about that.
Your thing with him is it's actually one of my favorite things. You've had this thing with anytime you see a Morosi report, you just crap. I love it. I love
has it been wrong once?
If
Joe Ryan gets traded, well, then I'll apologize, but
I don't think you need to apologize. This is a pretty public one right now. It's on the same lines as like Bob Nightingale, like putting out information. It's like
Bob Nightingale every now and then gets something right. Morosi never does.
I think Joe Ryan would be a super fascinating trade out in the market, because that would be like, that's a big fish. That's a real big fish. That's a haul because of controllability, how great he's been. He's an all-star.
That's the kind of guy the Mets would move Mauricio for, but I don't think they're going to do that.
I think it would take more. I think quite a bit more. But I'm saying is like,
I just don't see them doing that. Also, as Welsh said, several teams interested in Edward Cabrera, as they should be. He's been terrific. 3 up and 3 down. Everybody up hit 2 home runs. Sal Perez, 3 for 4, 2 dingers. Jazz Chisholm homered twice yesterday. Mike Trout hit a pair as well. The downs, Logan Evans, 6 runs, 4 2/3. Kyle Hendricks, 5 runs in 3 2/3. And Kumar Rocker, such a shame. He was going so much better, and then the Angels just beat the crap out of him, 6 runs and 4 1/3. Injuries a little light today. Terry Francona did say that Hunter Green has no roadmap or timetable yet. So
this is your Shadow Joe, by the way, in the future. This is Hunter Green. It's not Shane McClanahan. Hunter Green is your Shadow Joe. He cannot get back to the majors. Setbacks. It's all bad.
Yeah, that groin boy needs some rubbing. Brendan Lau has missed his 3rd straight game with a side issue, so I think they're just babying him through the break. They're not going to put him on the IL. They're just going to give him the All-Star break. You watch. It's going to be super annoying, so hopefully you're benching him if you can. Byron Buxton was removed yesterday He got hit on the hand, and we just said it yesterday. Joe Arica and I were just talking about, man, what a great season for Byron Buxton. Can you believe he hasn't been hurt yet? And I said, well,
Like,
only because this is the first year Welsh wasn't in on him.
well, and
he's
it's
been
funny.
good.
It's funny that you say that because me and Bogman have been talking about it. And like about 3 weeks ago, I just completely said, I am back. I'm allowed to do that because I have been a long time Buxton. I was so out. And I said, nope, I'm completely back in. I don't care. He looks like that elite player again. And then he gets hit on the hand 3 weeks later. It's just only appropriate. There's definitely a weird synergy between him and I of like my love and he disappears. You know, we'll never find each other. It's the Notebook 2, me and Byron Buxton.
I should get a list of John Morosi
failures.
Yeah, because the Ohtani one was the most epic one, does it? And then look, this started way.
What was
before
that
the
one?
Ohtani one. Just remember when Ohtani's on a plane to Toronto and he's gonna.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
That was amazing 2 years ago. That was like the biggest. Like, it's a done deal. Blah blah blah. You know, he is all time bad. And I told you it's because a friend of ours mentioned it to me, and then like someone says something and then you can't unsee it. He's like, no, he just generates that stuff because MLB.com needs him to constantly write an article 2 times a week. So he just generates nonsense from his brain. and that's true.
Well, but there's also the battle of like these guys are just fed information, and the really good ones.
Except for him, he's not.
Well, but I'm saying the really good ones get like multiple sources and really source it out great before they do it. Like he was the only one that was doing the Toronto thing, so it feels like some dude just DM'd him and he's like, let's roll. You know, let's roll it out. Like he checked this, like, where is Santa Claus radar meter, and it and showed Toronto, and he's like, that's Ohtani. Like it was a ridiculous report that he was doing that.
Yeah, like I said, that tracker needs to be established. If I had more free time, I would do it myself, but I don't, unfortunately. So there you go. Let's get to some more injuries here. We have Alex Cora saying there's a good chance Alex Bregman will be activated this weekend. Yoshida was activated yesterday. John Gray is making minor league rehab assignments for AAA, started yesterday. And then Porter Hodge goes back on the IL with a right shoulder impingement, which brings us to the best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh. Let's start today with Seattle and the team total over 4.5 runs, -122. Marcus Stroman's on the mound. And in the itty-bitty ballpark that is Yankee Stadium, I think Marcus Stroman is in for a tough day against the Seattle Mariners. I think they go at least 5 runs in this one, if not 6 or 7. Give me the San Diego Padres on the money line, +108 today. I like the upset special here at home for the Pods. And then Jose Ramirez was just doing everything, just filling the box score. Jose Ramirez is still a base, +220. He's been real active on the base pass in the last couple weeks, so I like those. Welsh, what do you like on a lovely Thursday?
Yeah, by the way, bounce back yesterday, 2-1. My Eric Lauer was my absolute favorite bet. That one absolutely crushed. So 2-1, little back on it after the bad one. So I don't love the card today. I'll just let you know that. It was a little bit more of a struggle finding like the real big loves, but I'm going with Seattle first 5 money line. It's a little bit juiced up, but I want to back Brian Wu. And as you mentioned, Stroman out there doesn't make me feel super great. Love Brian Wu. Great video out there too, by the way, of him calling his parents and telling them about the All-Star game. It's one of my favorite ones I've seen because a lot of those are so set up. This is just a cool one where he was doing it. Tampa Bay first 5 money line. Taj Bradley's out there, but Walker Buehler's out there, and he has been horrific, over 6 ERA. Red Sox have been hot. Taj Bradley has put up some good ones. Rays are in it. I really, this is kind of a bet against Walker Buehler and Taj Bradley holding it down. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay first 5 money line. So both of my first 5s are money line. So if we're tied, we get our money back. If they're up, we win. And then finally, I'm going back to Atlanta on the run line, minus a little bit of minus money out there for the Braves against the A's. Spencer Strider's on the mound. Back is fine for Ronald Acuna. Ball is flying in Sacramento. So let it keep flying for Atlanta. Run line up by 2 runs. Full game, -113.
All right, go place your bets over on FanDuel. Go to fantasypros.com/leading off. Bet $5, win $250 on FanDuel if your first bet hits. Only on FanDuel at fantasypros.com/leading off. And then take those words leading off, download the Betting Pros app, use those words as a free promo code to unlock 7 free days of the premium betting tools over on Betting Pros. Bet smarter, not harder. The best tools in the business live on the BP app. So download it wherever you get your apps today. Let's take a look at the home run board. A lot of home runs yesterday, so I got to imagine some movement here. George at 39, Fisher King whips. Fisher King at 36, closing in. Whips at 35. The new high watermark is 27. Wonky still our lone representative at 30 on this board. The Sammy Sosa jersey. Autograph still on the line. Go to our Discord, fantasypros.com/chat. That's the place to be, where you can make your home run calls. I'm going with Cal Raleigh today, plus 164. Welsh, where are you going?
I love that one, by the way. I love that. Looking at that, I was like, dang, that's a really good one. I'm going to play kind of the same logic, and I'm going to go with Junior Caminero, who just got added as a starting third baseman for the All-Star game. He's added to the home run derby. Homers are flying, and I'm picking on Walker Buehler, so I think he is taking one deep on pull side today. I got to get going here. Like, I'm close-ish to the board, but I'm still far enough away that it's going to take me a tiny bit. So I got to get some homers on the board.
Fun question here from Uncle Baby Billy. Does DeGrom win comeback player of the year? I have 2 shares. I have a DeGrom and a Ronald Acuna share for comeback player of the year. I like one of them to hit. I do think those are your best 2 options.
Man, I guess those have to be. That's not a market like you see, like the current, results of. I guess DeGrom would
leading it right now in a second while you muse.
I'll just say I guess like DeGrom would have to be that guy, but I mean both could
Ronald
be.
Acuna's been pretty good since his return.
No, he's been amazing. But just saying, like both of those guys, also their teams
National
could like fail
League,
to make the playoffs.
American League comeback player of the year, Jacob DeGrom minus 1100 right now, so that looks pretty much like a lock.
Did they break it down by league?
Do.
Oh, then smash.
So,
DeGrom,
and Ronald Acuna is the same minus 1100. So
yeah, well, there's no.
Looks
money
like I
in that
won
market.
those 2 bets. Ching ching. There you go. I should even see what the cash out is. I should just take the money and run before somebody else gets hurt. If they're even giving it to me at this point. But yeah, that's good questions there for sure. We'll be back again tomorrow with more baseball. Make sure you subscribe to Fantasy Pros MLB on YouTube. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on for the Welsh. I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Hey, DJ LeMayu. It's Boston. Want to come play for us for a couple weeks?
Fired.
That was shocking. Eating $22 million. Nice to be a Yankee.
I wouldn't want to eat $22. If you go out to eat, it costs you $22.
That's just for you.